You're live. Hi, this is Dr. Julie Gilbert from Oregon Weight and Wellness, and I'm here with Andrea. Hi, Andrea.
Hello.
Yes, and her soon-to-be mom-in-law,
Hello.
Sonia. And Andrea's rotating with me at the office, and she and her mother-in-law have graciously invited us. I'm getting ahead of myself.
It's okay. We go there.
You go there. Okay. Yes. Anyway, I think you're engaged to be married to.
Yes. Yes, she is.
Sonia's son, yeah.
Yes, I am.
Anyway, we've been graciously invited into their kitchen, and Sonia's been telling me a little story about this beautiful collection of spice. Well, what would you call them?
Spice and herb jars.
Yeah, spice and herb jars. They're so cool. I don't know if the camera can pick that up.
We'll do this.
Yeah, bring it closer. That's great. Yeah, awesome. So yeah, they're so cool. And you were telling me exactly like when you first discovered these. Aren't they so neat? And then how you've collected them along the way. A friend from England, or
a friend who is from England who lived here has some, and I loved them. I laughed, and she gave me her consent that I would go ahead and get some too. And so little by little over the last, I don't know, 20 years.
Yeah.
I've just been finding them in odd places, and
like Goodwill.
Like Goodwill. Yeah. I did find some
like Goodwill. That's awesome. So,
yeah.
And she tells the story about her friend that whenever her friend had a bad day, she would buy one of these little jars. And what a great way to work out your frustration.
Stress and your PhD.
Probably not too much money, but not, perfect. Oh, that was great. Thank
so
you.
Much better. So sorry.
But not ice cream, right?
Not ice cream. Yeah. She was doing her PhD in chemistry. She knew where to go.
Okay, that's awesome. That's awesome. All right. Well, Andrea, what do you have in store for us?
Okay, so today we are making some. My father-in-law called it miso latte.
Maybe miso latte dough.
Maybe that's what he said. Yeah. Yes, but it's some roasted vegetables flavored with miso paste. Okay. And then we have some tofu. My future in-laws are vegetarian.
Oh, nice.
Most of the time.
Yeah, Rachel.
Yeah,
this is for you.
For Rachel. And then we have some rice cooking as well.
Wonderful. Okay, now back up here. Okay, tell me about miso.
Miso.
Yeah, I need to learn about miso.
Yes, miso is fermented soybean. Okay. And it's
love the ferment.
Yes. Mm-hmm. And there's red and white. I don't know if you can see. I have this is the red right there. Gosh, this is the white.
Yeah. You got it.
And I don't actually know how they're different. I know taste wise, both of them are pretty salty tasting, but very rich in flavor. They're good for soups. You've probably heard of miso soup.
Yes, I haven't heard of that. Yeah.
So miso soup or salad dressing sauces, or just like deepening the flavor of other soups.
Okay. Kind of that umami. Is that the term umami flavor?
Yeah. So it's a salty umami kind of flavor. So if you use miso, you do not need salt.
Oh, okay.
That's my but yeah, it's fermented soybean. I don't
Great. Yeah, and fermented foods are really good for the gut, right? Yeah, tell us a little bit. Do you know about fermented foods? What other fermented foods do you eat?
We do water kefir.
Oh, I don't know anything about that. Yogurt. What is water kefir?
Milk kefir is the kefir grains are put into milk.
Right.
But water kefir has a different grain. So it goes into water and it ferments whatever fruit is in, or whatever sugar is in the water. Wow. So it doesn't take a lot of sugar to feed it. And then your secondary ferment is the flavoring, which will be fruit.
Well, maybe there would be a day that we could do some fermenting.
Oh, yeah.
That'd be great. All right. Yeah. All right. So,
yes. Okay. Yeah. So the vegetables are roasting in the oven.
Okay.
I'll show you them later.
Okay.
But I'll tell you we have some white cauliflower, some orange cauliflower that we got from Life Source.
Wait, there's orange cauliflower?
Yes. Oh my goodness. And purple. It's so pretty at Life Source right now. So if you're watching, Life Source just got a new shipment yesterday of colored cauliflower.
Somebody's got a second bottle.
I have this, yes. And then some carrots.
Okay, so wonderful. All those beautiful colors giving us the variety of
Yes.
antioxidants and
Yes.
phytonutrients that are great for our bodies.
Yes. Yeah. So they're roasting now,
Mhm.
and
Well, tell us a little bit. What temperature do you roast?
yes. So actually, this was a discussion that we were having today. What do you roast vegetables at? I've always roasted them at like 400.
Okay.
But using olive oil, I've learned that olive oil does not like to be roasted at that high of a temperature.
Kind of breaks down.
Yep.
Yes.
And it turns into a bad oil, I'd say. Yeah.
Yes. And so roasting today at 325. So
Okay.
under that 350 and
Yeah,
unders
got it.
typically.
Yeah, medium, I would call that.
Yes.
Medium.
Yeah.
And then you get it done all the way through without getting the outside done and the inside still
Yes.
crunchy.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Yeah.
look, yeah.
We'll find out.
Okay.
So they've been roasting for the past, I would say 40-ish minutes right now. I like mine a little bit more tender, so I tend to roast for longer periods of time.
Yeah.
But what you do is you roast them till they're, I would say, 85% of the way done, and then you can make this mix paste.
Okay.
Yes. So I have, I would say maybe 2 tablespoons of the red, and then I don't know how much. I just did a glob of the white
Okay.
miso paste.
Yeah.
And there's really no formula for this. I do not have measurements. I do not cook with measurements, but
Wow, you're just an artiste.
I guess so. And I decided and by we I mean Sonia grew garlic, and so we have
That's from her garden.
from her garden.
I saw her beautiful garden.
Yes.
Part of it probably on the way in.
Yes.
Probably so.
Oh, that's
That's where the sun is.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
beautiful.
We chase
Yeah,
it.
that's
Thank you.
wonderful. Yeah.
So I'm just gonna crush some garlic
In
in
your garlic
here,
press. Very nice.
and thank you, thank you. And then my sous chef here is going to complete that portion of it. Also a little bit of olive oil. I forgot to bring that out.
Go for it.
And again, I don't use measurements, but this is unfiltered, first cold press. It's
Yeah,
organic,
very nice.
all that fun stuff. But you're gonna make a paste because right now it's just this thick glob.
Mhm.
Yeah. And then I just put some water in,
Okay.
and I probably put in fourth of a cup
Yeah.
maybe, yeah. And let's try this thing.
If it's not,
I haven't decided what I'm gonna use
Start with
to stir it. Okay.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Last time I used a fork, and that was
Mhm.
simple enough. But this is just gonna make it a little bit more
Yeah, I'm gonna
like it
throw
can.
that down
Yeah.
there, and we can watch you stir.
Sure.
Yeah,
Yes.
Cool.
So we're
Yeah.
just stirring it, and it can take a little bit to stir because it is
the miso's pretty thick.
pretty
Yeah,
thick.
thick.
Yes. But you're just mixing the water
I
and
can
the
smell
garlic,
that
the miso.
garlic, and I
Oh,
can smell the miso. Yeah, it
Mhm.
smells
Yes.
really good.
Mhm.
oh yeah.
It does have that savory kind of
Yeah.
umami.
Yes.
Such a depth of flavor.
Yes, a depth, right.
I really
Yeah.
like it.
Mm-hmm.
And then actually, yeah, that would be helpful. Well, what I'm gonna do is also I'm very organized in the kitchen. I put in some red pepper. I love spice. Not everybody does, and that's okay. Do you like spice?
I love spice.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I can be a little heavy-handed here,
Mm-hmm.
and if you guys can't handle the heat, then I don't know what
Get
to
out
tell
of the
you.
kitchen,
Get out
right?
of the kitchen.
Don't eat my food.
Don't eat my food.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. And then so you just mix it up.
Mhm.
And do you want to mix it?
Sure.
I'll let you mix it.
Yeah, thank you.
And then I'm gonna get a spoon here because it's getting a little caught in. Oh no, you took care of it.
Yeah.
You
And
did
then
it.
this will scrape it out too. If you
And then
want
we'll scrape it out
this.
too.
Mhm.
So additionally, you can add some of this olive oil, which I'm gonna add a little bit.
Okay.
I think it makes it a little bit
Yummier.
yummier. Yeah.
Mhm.
And
Yeah, and I was talking with one of my patients today who discovered that an olive oil that she bought from a store, which said olive oil on the front, when she flipped the back, it was actually a mix of oils, and
Not
she didn't
all-
realize.
not
So you
just
have to
olive oil.
really
Yeah, you
look
do.
at
oh my
the
gosh.
the label and
Some
check and
labels
see it.
will tell you where they're harvested and when,
hmm
and where the olives came from.
right.
Some will
Cool.
just say,
You know what?
oh,
I'm going to add some more miso just because we actually have a lot of veggies today.
Mm-hmm.
And that's just part of the kitchen is you decide, gonna add a little bit more, gonna shake things up. And again, I don't measure things. You can measure things if you want. There's recipes for this kind of thing, but
yeah, maybe we'll post a recipe to the page.
Sure. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So it just mix it all together. I'm gonna add a little bit more of
It looks so pretty.
It really does, and it smells
really
so good.
Yeah. Okay.
Yes. Okay. So then, now that this is all kind of mixed together, you can see, if you remember, it was just this chunky paste.
Yes.
And that is the technical term. It's a lot more liquidy.
Right.
And so what you're going to do now is I'm going to take out the... Sonia is going to take out the vegetables, and we're just going to drizzle it on. And if we find that, hey, we need some more, we can add some more. Yes, they do look. They look really good. I don't know if you guys can see them.
Yeah, here we're going to show them up close and personal.
I'm just going to drizzle. Yeah, and I'm not fancy. I am a student, so I work with limited. That's the alarm, so we're right on time.
Awesome. Good for us.
There we go. Just worked out that way.
All right, so you're just drizzling that on there.
I'm just drizzling it on, and then...
I suppose you could use a baster if you wanted to.
You could, but I am just using... Can I use this? Yeah. Okay. No. So then you just mix it up, and what's going to happen is you're coating all of the veggies with this miso paste.
Now it looks like you have silicone.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That probably helps with cleanup, doesn't it?
Yeah.
It does. Yes.
And maybe it
You don't need
keeps your...
to spray your pan.
Okay, right.
Use
With
parchment paper that you end up throwing away.
right. Okay, so a little bit cuts down on waste. You save your pan, save cleanup, and you're not using that spray oil. Yeah.
So just for so you guys know about how much this makes, this is actually 3 broccoli things, including the stem from Life Source. So they're a little bit smaller than you might get at another store. In at least that, sometimes the non-organic ones are just these monsters. And you don't want to know why. So, and then it's about, I would say, 1/3 of a head of a orange cauliflower. You can see this is
look at that
cauliflower.
Yeah, that's beautiful.
And then probably 1/3 of a white cauliflower.
Okay.
And then we did 2 big carrots. Well, one big carrot, one's medium.
And it's just very beautiful.
And it's, so mixing all of that up, and that's probably enough.
Okay, it's going back in
and it's going back in the oven for another 10-ish minutes. And Sonia's doing all the hard work here. Yes. This is where the money is made. And so now, while that's in, for the next 10 minutes, what's going to happen is a lot of the water that we put in this paste will kind of evaporate. So the vegetables will get kind of this, not caramelized, but it's just a little bit stickier.
Okay.
So the miso really sticks to it. I think it kind of deepens the flavor.
Right. Yum.
And then now we're going to be making our tofu.
Oh, tofu.
So,
okay, our protein. Great.
Yes.
I'm going to move this up just a little bit so we can see you better. All right. Love cooking on the gas stove, and I love using the cast iron skillets.
Oh, yeah. That kind of evens it out.
That's okay. Should I wait to put the oil on? So let's talk about cast iron skillets. So we're using cast iron skillets today. It's important to let them heat up before you put the oil on. That because what the cast iron is going to do is it holds onto the heat, helps cook things more evenly, more. So like the stuff that's in the middle of the dish doesn't cook at a different speed than what's at the end. It retains that heat.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't know. I know there's been some talk of cast iron, putting iron into your food.
Mm.
That's kind of, some people say it does, some people say it doesn't.
Mm-hmm.
You know, if it makes you sleep better at night, I don't know.
Probably depends on what you're cooking.
And it could depend on what you're cooking. But
yeah,
yes.
Acidic foods.
Yeah.
Right. Could be.
What's nice is it's not like the Teflon that as soon as you scrape it, it leaches chemicals into your food. It's natural. Yeah, and they last forever is what Sonia said here in the background.
Mm-hmm.
But let them heat up for about, how long would you say?
3 minutes.
3 minutes or so.
Yeah.
So yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so while we're waiting.
Right. And then tell us about the tofu. Tell me what you like about tofu, Sonia.
Yeah.
It's pretty. Sorry. I like it that it's simple to use. It's a good protein.
Mm-hmm.
It will take on any flavor you want to flavor it with.
Yeah, pretty neutral.
It's very neutral. So if you've got a cuisine you love, tofu will love those herbs and spices.
Mm-hmm.
It's quick to cook.
Mm-hmm.
You can do a lot with it.
Yeah. Now we cooked tofu. It's been a couple of months ago with Rachel, one of her health coaches.
Oh.
And she was. She wanted to mention, and I don't think I've ever seen non-organic tofu, but so organic tofu.
But
you have,
this is organic tofu.
Yeah, so
they do have non.
So I think it's important to choose organic, non-GMO tofu.
Yeah, if you can.
Yeah. So
So
let's see what you have.
yes.
Well, so it's really just tofu. I don't know if you can tell a difference. One of these was in the freezer, and my hands are clean, I promise. So this one was actually in the freezer, and it's hard to see over camera, but it definitely takes on a different texture, and I think it kind of soaks up sauces a little bit better.
Might.
And then this one hasn't been, so I don't know if you guys can see the difference.
Yeah.
I know in
A little more
person.
porous.
Yeah.
Okay.
If look at them side by side.
Mm-hmm.
This is the one that was in the freezer. This is the one.
I can see that.
Yeah.
I can see that.
But I think that's just cool to
Mm-hmm.
note, and you get a different texture when you're eating it as well.
Mm-hmm.
So that's kind of fun, I think, to play with if you like to explore different textures, or you find you like one better than the other.
And then you did press this.
Yes.
Okay.
And
Yeah. Tell us about that.
we press them so.
Now, do you have a tofu presser?
I do.
Yes.
Oh,
Sorry,
okay.
I can't get that off the
That's okay.
label.
Yes, we can show you it.
Okay. Great.
And this is not something that I have in my
That's
kitchen.
pretty heavy duty.
It's pretty heavy duty.
So you eat tofu quite a bit.
We do. Yeah, I think we do. So you've got a frame for it, and you've got a loose base
Okay.
that sits in the frame,
Mm-hmm.
and the sides are open so that the liquid can come down off of it.
Okay. Yeah, because whenever it comes in a package, I remember it came with a lot of water. Yeah.
So we'll just set it in this dish,
Uh-huh.
and then that thing weighs about probably 6 pounds.
Yeah, it
It's
looks pretty
pretty
heavy. It
It's
looks
very heavy,
Uh-huh.
and it will press
You do a little bicep.
the water out of it.
Yeah.
Thanks, Andrea. And I mean, this is just simpler than putting a plate with a book and
Right, all that.
cast iron
Yeah,
pan on top of it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right. And if you're gonna have tofu on a regular basis, it makes
This is
sense
great.
to invest in something like
Yeah,
that.
I mean, they
and
have
then-
a lot of them. They have some that are plastic
uh-huh.
that will ratchet down to. I'm not even on camera.
Right,
Sorry.
there you are.
They'll ratchet down as the tofu gets pressed. You can continue to turn it,
Right.
and that's a lighter version, but it still does the same
Yeah,
thing.
I think Rachel has one of those. I can't remember,
Yeah.
but anyway, it
And
was
there's
pretty
so
cool.
many ways to do it.
Yeah.
You know, and if you have a pan and a heavy book,
There you
and a
go.
plate,
Yeah.
that'll do it too.
Yeah.
Ready?
Yes, I think so. Yes, ma'am. She's reminding me to dry my hands.
Okay, yeah, your pan is.
Yes. And I'm gonna dry this with. This is our rag that we dry dishes with. So hands don't typically go on it, but I guess mine did. And then I think this is an appropriate amount. Yeah.
Go, baby.
Yeah.
Okay.
Looks like 1 or 2 teaspoons.
And then maybe a little bit more went in this one, but that's okay.
Okay, I'll Thank you, Steph.
Thank you. And then your pan is nice and hot. The oil's getting hot. It's kind of sparkling a little bit because there's probably some water in my hand. Don't be afraid of that. It's not going to bite too much. Yes, and then you want to distribute the oil all over the pan. And then we're just going to kind of go for it. And we've got some garlic and ginger that we'll put on a little bit later.
Oh, okay, cool.
But
Okay.
I'm just going to kind of.
Now, did you cut it, or did it? Yeah, you cut it in chunks like that.
Yes. So I realized we could have cut it on camera, but that's okay.
Yeah, we did some prep ahead of time. So sometimes you buy the tofu, you prepare it, and you chunk it, and then you freeze it. Is that?
I don't.
Oh,
no,
okay.
I just froze mine in a block.
Oh,
and then
in a
as
box.
I needed it,
Okay,
I took it out, got
Okay,
it in
got
the
it.
fridge for a couple of days.
Okay.
and
got it.
that's it.
Yes.
She used coconut oil. I love the smell of coconut oil.
Me too.
Oh,
And I think coconut oil can sustain a little higher
Yeah.
heat than olive oil in the pan. Yeah.
Yeah. So we'll just kind of let that do its thing. Yes. So as Sonia was saying, she'll freeze it in the package. So it's
Straight from the store.
yeah. So if you find it on sale, I think you want and you like it, get a bunch of it if you have the freezer space.
Yeah, and then it's there when you need it.
And then it's there when you need it. And yeah.
Mhm.
But in terms of cutting it, I cut it in it's this. I'm gonna grab this.
Take the bottom. Oh yeah, it's about that size.
It's about this size, maybe
Mhm.
a little bit thicker, but I just cut it in thirds this way, in fourths this way, and then in half.
Yeah, pretty straightforward.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you can kind of
You can slab it.
you can slab
Yeah,
it, make
I
it.
remember Rachel made it in triangle.
Yep.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Anything.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
kind of fun.
It is kind of fun.
And okay, and so that's kind of doing its thing over here. We'll stir it, or kind of tip it over if we can. Sort of.
Yeah. Maybe this may be good.
Oh. There's so many different tools that Sonia has in her kitchen that I don't have in mine. So
Need them all.
she uses them all, but you don't need them all. You can survive off of, not survive, you can make good meals with whatever you have.
Yeah.
Good knife
Yeah.
and cutting board. And a spoon.
Right. Yeah. A good knife, and then something to
Spatula and
spatula.
spoon.
Yeah, and a spoon. Right. Those are the basics. Right. I can see that's browning a little bit.
Yes.
Yeah, that's looking good.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll get a little closer and show that in the pan. Looks lovely.
Yeah.
It really smells. I mean, it smells. The coconut oil is just very fragrant. It's lovely.
Yes. And thankfully, I have a sous chef here.
Mm-hmm.
Or
Everybody
really the
needs.
mastermind. in the
Yes.
kitchen. The team.
Yeah, it is. I mean, it is so important to hand down those, the culinary arts. You know,
Yeah.
the art of cooking to your
Yeah.
children and grandchildren. Sonia, I bet you cook with your grandchildren too.
I have.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
They're fun in the kitchen. And I don't know. Do you guys think we should wait a little bit longer to put in the ginger and garlic?
A little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, just to give it a chance to really go.
So
Depends on how much you want it
yeah,
from.
that's true. And then so we'll just let it brown a little bit more. And then it's been about 10 minutes, I would say, that the veggies have been in here. So I'm lazy. I just turn off the oven and I leave it in there.
That's what I do.
Yeah. I don't feel the need to do anything with it. It can wait. It's not going to burn.
I would say that's efficient, not lazy.
Oh.
I'm going to just reframe that.
Okay. I'm going to be efficient because right now we're working on something else. We are focusing on the tofu. And this is already done. It's cooking. It can stay there. Additionally, it looks like we have some rice in a rice maker, which we're using brown rice today, but you could use wild rice. You could use a mixture of rice and cauliflower.
Okay, great.
You know, you don't even need rice.
Right. You don't have to have rice at all.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. So, yeah, I love that because you're making a meal for the whole family, and maybe some people need a little more energy from rice, and maybe some people need a little less energy. So, yeah, so you can make the rice and have it available for those young kids that are growing, and need all that energy, and maybe somebody like me. That's although I did walk around the art fair today, that doesn't need quite so much energy, nutrition, but not quite as much energy. Then I can just enjoy the vegetables and the protein, and then have a smaller portion of the. Yeah, so I hear women a lot of times they make something for this kid and something for that kid and something for their husband, and then they're so exhausted they hardly eat anything for themselves. Or they don't prepare something for themselves. They might eat, something that they wouldn't want to eat, something more convenient. And so it's so great to have foods that the whole family can enjoy.
Yeah. So I feel like it's kind of starting to get ready here.
Mhm.
Oh, thank you.
Okay, because
So, and wow, it is alive. So I would say this one maybe it's a little bit longer.
yeah, I would start with this one so that way it's a brownie.
Yes. So, and that's part of being in the kitchen too, is noticing when things are not going the way you might want them to. For instance, this pan here, it's not browning as fast as we'd like. So we turned up the heat a little bit, and we're gonna let it do its thing for a little while longer while kind of moving on to this next one. So here, we're probably gonna wanna turn down the heat, right? Turn it to low or even off. And we have some minced garlic and minced ginger.
Lovely.
And I'll have you know, I did mince this all myself.
Oh, you do it with a tiny little
With the knife.
Yeah.
Oh, wonderful.
I wasn't lazy, I didn't use the press. And I wanna find another, we'll just use this.
Yeah, that's great.
I'm just gonna repurpose.
Okay.
So this is about 2 small cloves of garlic, 2 or 2.5 small cloves of garlic minced. And this is about, I'm trying to remember how much, about
a couple inches of your ginger.
couple inches of ginger.
Yeah, now do you scrape the little skin off with the
Yes.
spoon and then
Yeah.
and then mince it? Yeah.
And mince the whole thing.
I
So
love fresh ginger.
I'm just gonna put it in here.
Okay, put it in. I love ginger.
Yeah. And you don't have to if you don't want to. I personally think the miso has enough flavor. You don't need to have the tofu be the star of the show because it's not. I feel that the miso vegetables are the star of the show.
Yeah.
And then do you feel like that's
I'm kind of almost wanting to add a little water to this kind of
sure?
like that.
So what we're noticing is it's kind of the tofu is getting a little bit stuck on the pan. So
Yeah, there's a layer.
we're adding some water to the bottom, and that's the sound that you're hearing. The water is kind of sizzling, and that sort of did something. I don't really know.
Just a little steam.
Yeah. But I'm just going to stir this around so the garlic and the ginger. The important thing is you don't want the garlic or ginger to burn.
Okay.
You want it to be heated and kind of allow the tofu to acquire the taste. But it burns, the garlic at least burns fairly easy, and that can kind of change the taste.
Sure.
So that's why we added it in later. And yeah, that's
It
kind
looks
of
great.
yeah.
That looks great.
And maybe we do one of these with a splash of coconut aminos and one of them not. See which one we like better.
Now, what are coconut aminos?
Oh,
Bottle in the fridge.
there's a bottle in the fridge, and I'm going to be honest, I have no idea what they are. but they're good. It's a non-soy version
It's
of.
like, yeah, substitute for soy that's not soy.
That's-
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
Obviously, we have no qualms about soy in this house, but there's a little bit less sodium. It's. I'll read the ingredients, and shame on me for not knowing this.
Oh, that's okay.
It's coconut. There you go. Tree scent, sea salt.
Okay.
So it's pretty minimal.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, and maybe soy sauce has more might have MSG or more salt or something like that.
Yes.
But I'm sure you can buy organic versions of it. I
Well,
never
and then you
have.
can buy non-wheat.
Oh, okay. Yeah, maybe it has wheat. Yeah. Right. Right.
This would be a gluten-free option.
Do you want me to splash it in that one or this one, you think?
Are you gonna put garlic and ginger in here too?
I will, yes. Okay. So, looks like we are ready for the garlic and ginger in the other pan. And we turned the heat off. I'm going to put the rest of the garlic in there. I love garlic.
Me too.
So, yeah,
Can't
I'm
go
in good
wrong.
company then.
Yeah.
I love garlic. I love ginger. And this is something I was kind of telling Sonia about earlier today. I think that cooking is a very, it's a very sensory experience.
Mm.
You feel the heat, you smell the smells, and eventually you get to taste it. Also, you're feeling what you're doing. One of the things I love about, or one of the reasons why I chose to hand mince the garlic and ginger was just to be able to smell the smells and feel kind of the sticky feeling of the garlic. Yeah, and I feel like that's part of the joy of cooking
Right.
is getting to experience the whole thing. Obviously,
not being in a rush all the time.
Yes.
Yeah. Slowing down.
yeah.
Take your time on prep
Yeah.
so that
Yeah.
kind of the grunt work is out of the way, and then you can get to the fun part
Right.
when
Yeah.
you're ready.
Yeah. That's
Did you
great.
forget to turn that on?
I turned it all the way down.
Oh, okay. I thought I turned this one off.
So,
That's okay.
yeah.
I think you should splash this.
Both of them? Okay. I'm going to listen to my sous chef, and she says we should splash both with coconut aminos.
Why not?
Why not? And splash. More splash?
Whatever you want.
We'll
You
do.
judge. This is your recipe.
This is my recipe, but honestly, tofu-wise, she's the expert. So, yeah, we're just mixing it together, and that
That's great.
gives it a little bit more flavor,
Mm-hmm.
but not overwhelming because that was a fairly small splash.
You're not looking to have it be soaked in sauce.
No. And really, that's it. So we're done with all
Oh,
of the
wow.
cooking
Okay.
of everything.
Wow.
So the cooking part is pretty quick.
Yeah, not too bad.
So now,
Yeah, less than half an hour, really.
yes.
Mm-hmm.
And if you have, the nice thing I think about roasted vegetables is they're so easy. You can use whatever vegetables you have in the fridge, and it's just, chopping them. Or even if you find a container, a bag of pre-chopped,
Right. Yeah.
even frozen,
Make it simple.
make it simple, make it easy, accessible. And then just finding different ways to make it taste different.
Right.
And that's actually what in kind of how I found seasoning with miso is I was tired of just the classic salt and pepper and maybe just some random rosemary or other spices. And so that kind of I got to explore with miso and ended up really liking it.
Okay.
So yes, and we're
You ready to
ready to
put
do
it on a
one
plate?
Plate it up?
Yeah.
Yes,
Show us
okay.
what this beautiful dish is going to look like.
Okay,
Your veggies.
for my veggies.
Do you want
Yes,
to start with the veggies or the rice? Or
I want to start with the rice.
Okay.
Yes, and we have rice here, and again, this is for you don't have to do rice. I like to do rice, so I guess I'm plating my own meal
Okay.
today.
We're last in line.
Sorry, guys.
No, you cooked it.
I guess. I mean, you guys helped.
Oh, I'm
And
just
then-
standing here enjoying, and hopefully I'll get to taste some of this.
You're the director.
Yeah.
You're
That's
the
right.
director.
I am the
Director,
director.
producer.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
And I'm doing a nice
Mhm.
heavy dose of tofu.
Okay, great.
I
Yeah, you
don't-
want to get that protein in there, right?
Want to get the protein.
The protein
for
makes
sure.
you feel full, keeps you satisfied.
And then I'm gonna move this back. Ooh.
Oh, right
And
on
look
there.
at that.
Yeah.
And then I'm gonna take just a load of veggies
Mm-hmm.
here.
Oh yeah, you can throw that all together.
And throw it. It's just, I like to mix and match my meals, or not
Right.
mix and match, but just have everything run together.
Yeah, you're not a
So-
person that minds it touching.
No,
Yeah.
not at all.
Yeah.
Okay.
There are plates for that.
Mhm.
And there are
That's
plates
right,
for that.
yeah.
Yes. And then,
Oh,
so
that
this
is
is
gorgeous.
what that looks like.
And then
Then
Here's
we've
your
got
texture.
to top purple cabbage.
okay, look at that's going to add so much beauty and
And
color. Oh, look on
Look
that.
at that.
That's gorgeous.
This
Yes.
doesn't make you want to eat.
I know. Wow.
I
This
got to
is,
show that.
yeah. Oh, yum. And then this is just some chopped or sliced
Spring onions.
spring onion.
Onion.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
And then
Oh,
I'm gonna
that looks yeah. Bon appetit.
bon appetit. Exactly.
Beautiful. Well, I can't wait to
Yes.
dig into this. And we've got, yeah, it's gorgeous. And it has protein, vegetables, a little bit of healthy fat, not too much. That's going to help us absorb the nutrients from those vegetables. Lots of color here. This is a meal that will nourish and satisfy.
Mhm.
Yeah. And well, thank you so much, Andrea.
Oh, yes. Thank
Can
you.
I try some?
Oh, my
All
gosh.
right.
Of course.
All right.
Yes.
All right, I'm gonna eat. Bye. And thank you so much, Sonia, for having us in your
You're
kitchen.
welcome. Thanks for
Yeah. And until next time, ciao.
Oh, that's cute.